nothing matters more than your peace of mind. Absolutely nothing. Not money, not an environment, not a job, not a career, not a relationship, not a friendship, not a belief, not a thought, not even being right matters more than your peace of mind. I'm gonna say that again. Not even being right matters more than your peace of mind. Sometimes you have to just let it go. Proving your point is not worth your peace of mind. Sometimes you gotta just let things be how they're gonna be and allow yourself to maintain your balance, because your mental health matters, your physical health matters, you alone matter. You deserve your own peace of mind. You deserve to feel safe in your own energy. Do not allow anything or anybody to distract you from feeling safe in your own energy and from your own peace of mind. It's not worth it. And this is coming from me, somebody who used to be loyal to a fault. Man, I'm talking about loyal to things that were clearly no longer good for me. Loyal to environments, to jobs, to people, to just nonsense. So I'm here to tell you from life experience that you matter more than that. You don't have to be loyal to nonsense just because you have a big heart and you care and you want to show that you care and you want to show that you're loyal. No. You can love so hard and you can be so understanding. But at a certain point, if something is now affecting you negatively, like affecting you mentally, emotionally, or physically, it's a wrap. It's time to allow yourself to release whatever that is and allow yourself to gravitate towards better environments that are more conducive to your well-being, period. There is nothing better than being loved because you're you. Not because of what you can do for somebody, not because of how they're benefiting from you, not because they need any of those things, but just being loved because you are here, you exist. And a lot of us don't know what it's like to be unconditionally loved. A lot of us are loved conditionally. Being loved simply because people value you and appreciate you. Your DNA, your fingerprint, your essence, you will not be repeated. And people realizing that and loving you just because of that. They love your personality. They just love who you are. To really experience that, it opens up your eyes to remembering, like, no, I do matter. And there's nothing better than having reciprocal relationships like that. Even if it's just a work relationship, like the mutual respect that comes from just respecting another person, respecting their existence, respecting their free will, their choices, respecting that they're allowed to just be them, their own person. You don't have to have this deep relationship to actually consider somebody else or to value and appreciate somebody else. You don't have to be super close. You could be a stranger and still value somebody else's basic human rights. When people genuinely value you, they will think twice about how they treat you. They'll think twice about how they speak to you. They'll think twice about how what they do impacts you. They'll think twice about it. They won't be as impulsive, because if they respect you, that means they also respect themselves, because it starts within you anyway. You cannot respect somebody else if you don't respect yourself. You just don't have it in you. Having self-respect is a must. You need to have self-worth and you need to have self-respect, because only then will you even be able to consider somebody else, to value somebody else, to treat somebody else the way that you would want to be treated. You won't know how to do that if you don't treat yourself like that first, if you don't unconditionally love yourself first. And again, maybe you have not experienced that before. Well, you need to think about, what would that really feel like to love myself unconditionally, to love myself regardless of anything. It's a blessing when you have other people in your life who come into your world and they just vibe with you because they genuinely appreciate that you're alive, that you exist. So the respect is just there. The love is just there. They know how to communicate properly and they understand that there's differences. Like, that type of treatment is out there. It's real, it exists, and you can experience that. But I want you to also treat yourself like that. Don't just go looking for it. Don't just be depending on other people to love you unconditionally. People don't owe you anything. People don't even have to do that. That's why I said it's a blessing when that does happen, because people do not owe you a thing in this life. You are not entitled to anybody, their time, their love, their resources, nothing. You gotta circle back and do this for yourself. You got to do this for yourself. And if people come into your world and you end up in environments where this is reflected back to you, the love that you're giving yourself is reflected back to you, then great, that's a win. But you're not depending on anybody. You're not looking for that in anybody. You don't need that from anybody. Like, your love for somebody else is not conditional or contingent upon this transactional thing where you're like, well, you gotta give me this, or you gotta do what I say. No. This is not about controlling anybody. This is about respecting people and understanding that we are all here, not for a long time. So let's enjoy. And just circling back to the fact that everyone really does have free will. Everyone has a choice to behave how they want to behave or do whatever they want to do, and to not feel entitled to controlling people and thinking that just because someone has a title in your life that you get to kind of control their actions. No, allow people to make their own choices. Just remember that depending on what that choice is, you do not have to tolerate it. You don't have to tolerate anything. You don't have to tolerate being mistreated. You don't have to tolerate abuse under any circumstance, whether it's a colleague, whether it's a stranger, whether it's a friend, whether it's a family member, whether it's an intimate partner. You don't have to tolerate anything that is negatively impacting you, that is not serving your well-being, especially if you know that you are not treating somebody else like that. I need you to have enough self-respect and worth to remember that you don't have to tolerate just anything. You get to choose what you allow into your world, because you matter. Your peace of mind matters. And just while I'm on the topic, everybody's feelings are valid, because nobody can tell you how to feel. Nobody's you. Nobody knows what you feel unless you say something, but nobody can tell you if what you're feeling is right or wrong. Those are your feelings. They're coming up in your body. But just because your feelings are always valid, it doesn't mean that what you do with those feelings is always valid. Like, your actions are not always valid just because you're feeling something. If you are really hurt or angry or frustrated or resentful or whatever the case may be, just because you're feeling that, it does not give you the right to just abuse somebody else, whether that's verbal, mental, emotional, whatever. You don't have the right, because of your emotions, to harm somebody else. You just don't. You don't have the right to disrespect somebody else. You just don't. Your feelings do not matter more than anyone else's feelings. Nobody matters more than anybody else. Nobody is better, less than, more important. Like, on a human level, nobody is above anybody else. Your feelings are not more important. Your feelings are valid, but no, they're not more important than somebody else's. You have to learn emotional regulation. You have to understand that you are responsible for yourself. And I'm not saying everybody is perfect, because we're not. I mean, come on. Like, we've all had our moments where we were not having the best day and we were not our best selves, and we've all made mistakes. Like, none of us are walking around here perfect at all. But you do have to be accountable for your actions at all times. Like, once you know better, you have to do better. You have to. There's no going back. Like, once you know something, it's like, all right, well, I know it. I know better, so I have to do better. Be accountable and be better. We're all gonna make mistakes for the rest of our lives. No one's gonna just get it right forever. Again, nobody's perfect, but at the end of the day, you have to remember and have enough self-respect for yourself to emotionally regulate, to deal with yourself, to figure out how to treat yourself properly and treat other people properly, because your peace of mind relies on that. You are responsible for yourself, and at the end of the day, you have to care about yourself. You have to value yourself. You have to respect yourself. I'm gonna hammer this down in your brain. You have to love yourself enough to put yourself first and do what's going to be right for you. And doing what's right for you does not mean disrespecting somebody else and harming somebody else and just devaluing somebody else. No, putting yourself first should not involve any of those things. I've been fortunate enough to have people around me who have reminded me that I matter, that my feelings matter. And not just with their words, with the way that they treat me, and vice versa. There can always be consideration and care. And what I mean by that is just, there's mutual respect, there's reciprocation in the relationship. Like, you just respect and honor and love each other just because you guys are here, not because you're trying to, it's not transactional. It's just like, hey, I value you. When that's there, it should feel very light. It should feel very loving, and it should feel very genuine and authentic. There should be no ulterior motives. You'll know when you feel like you're being used, or when you feel like something's one-sided, or when you feel like, I think I'm only valued because of what I'm doing. If you're in tune with yourself, you will know. The body is so intelligent. The mind is so amazing. Like, just us as humans, we're incredible. So just listen to yourself, you know. You will always feel that inner guidance. You will know when something's not right, when something's off, you will know, you will feel it. With that being said, I'm sending so much love. We are about to wrap up this year, y'all. Can you believe it? Oh my goodness. Wow, I feel like I blinked and 2024 is coming to a close. I wanted to get this message out because I want you to start 2025 going into the new year, remembering that your peace of mind matters more than anything else. Nothing matters more than that. You should matter so much to yourself. I'm rooting for you. I'm sending you so much love. We got this. I know that I said that I am fortunate enough to have people in my life to experience this with, what I'm talking to you about. But just remember, you can still give this to yourself. That's the most important thing. That's what I really want to hone in on. You have to give this to yourself. And if you're only getting it from yourself, you can also get it from me. Come watch this video as many times as you need to and hear me tell you that you matter, that nothing matters more than your peace of mind. I'm your online sis. I got you. We in this together, and I wish you nothing but a beautiful rest of the year. I hope you have a fantastic week, and I will see you in the next video, okay?